Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to my channel. This will be seen on a couple of different channels, so hope that you will feel to subscribe, share this whole playlist with your friends. As I am, this is the last of the 3 volumes. We are in volume 3, Handbook for the New Paradigm, volume 3, entitled Becoming. And for those of you who are following along with me, we are on session number 20, and this is on page number 300 if you actually have the book. It is available online. These sessions are available online for free. I think all you have to do is type in PDF for Handbook of the New Paradigm, and you should be able to find that. So, number 20. While mankind is caught up in the delusion of servitude within the belief that the real rewards for obedience are withheld until the end of the lifetime and are to be experienced in another realm, one's personal power is totally compromised. He or she lives in a state of belief that control rests outside of any real personal control. Quote, God is the ultimate source of all good. Humans themselves are the cause of all. Wait a minute, let me see. Quote, God is the ultimate source of all good. Humans themselves are the cause of all, quote, bad, because of disobedience to some known or unknown laws, rules, or regulations that they have broken. Obedience and service are the watchwords of, quote, goodness, which is the, quote, ideal of life, end quote. To further add to the ambiguity of the situation, commitment to obedience and service allows for cruel and inhumane treatment of fellow humans at the discretion of religion and government. Within this system, there is no true freedom for mankind to determine who and what they are. There is no freedom to understand that, quote, God concept, that the God concept as taught is one perpetrated for one purpose only, to enslave and control beings that have the potential of becoming totally equal to and surpassing the evolvement of those who are foisting this enslaving situation on the humans living on this planet. Until the humans on this planet are willing to awaken to the illogical data that is presented and understand that it has an underlying purpose, and to accept that it is done for the purpose of control and for no other reason, no progress toward true freedom can be attained. Life for humanity will continue on as it has for thousands of years. The games of manipulation that are in progress now are but a prelude to the events to come. And understand, this session was, I don't have the exact date this one was penned, but these channeling sessions, the the most recent thing I could find in all the writings was like 2003. So these are quite old. So just imagine that they're this talking about the events to come. I think that's what we're in now. The aptitudes and adaptabilities of the human body and psyche are being thoroughly studied in order to ascertain the future uses which the most adaptable will be expected to withstand. A minimum criterion is being established, and only those that meet this will be kept and allowed to procreate. I kind of feel like that's happening now in some ways due to what's happened in the last few years. All others are expendable by whatever means are chosen. all of which will be part of the quote, survival of the adaptable experiments. As unbelievable as this information may seem, it is the real truth of what underlies the chaotic activities that are happening on this planet. What appears to be chaotic to the participants is a well planned strategy to keep the inhabitants in a state of confusion so that there will be no organization by them to exchange information in a real way toward an understanding of what is their intended future. It is imperative that a portion of mankind think carefully through these messages and come to see the logic and sense of them. These awake and aware people must then begin to actively share this information with all that have the ability to stretch their awareness to understand and accept these concepts through logical thinking, and to begin to become aware that the potential of personal power far exceeds their victim reticence. Further, they must understand that this personal power need not and must not be measured in aggressive tendencies, but in the measure of mental, emotional, and spiritual focus. It is important to understand that the spiritual focus is not that of the traditional religions toward a benevolent or malevolent God outside of the self. Each must come to understand that their power rests in the recognition that each has the opportunity to participate within the consciousness of galactic citizenship that contributes to the composite of how the creative expansive energies are potentially of potentiality are directed either toward positive or negative group experience. Think about that for a moment. Unfortunately, this sector of the galaxy has long been caught up within the negative victim and abuser aggressor experience. It will take true commitment and focused desire to break free of this well-established pattern of experience. My gosh, that's still going on out there, you know. Folks who tend to apparently wish to stay in the victim abuser aggressor experience, fighting real hard to remain a victim. Therefore, the universe has no choice but to say, okay, here you go, and provide an abuser/aggressor, so that what it is one is desirous of experiencing will continue to be experienced. This is what it feels like to me. So I'm going to back that up. It will take true commitment and focused desire to break free of this well-established pattern of experience. It is important to note that the matrix of this pattern has now reached a level of vibratory expression that is at its limit. It is at a point of vulnerability that will allow it to disintegrate into its own chaotic destruction if a new consciousness among its victims were to become well established, which is what I think has been happening. It is this goal that underlies the purpose of these messages. It is this change in consciousness that can be the catalyst that can bring about change and the end to the extremely negative experience that has held this planet and others within its web. These messages are but part of an organized effort to awaken humanity on this planet. By opening to the possibility that the information contains truth with a capital T, it is possible to begin to find verification of it through other published material, puzzle pieces in other material. Yes, absolutely. It must be remembered that available information is published through the perception and prejudice of the personal interpretation of the authors, which is exactly what I talk about a lot. Everyone can only give their interpretation of any and all experiences that they have ever had, and it's colored by their own experiences. So I'm going to repeat that because it must be remembered that available information is published through the perception and prejudice of, and to me, that's perception and perspective of the personal interpretation of the authors. Thus, contradictions will be found. Truth can be perceived as existing at the center of a circle with opinion and interpretation focused on it from 360 degrees of observation, which is absolutely true and goes to that whole thing about a person's experiences coloring their everything they experience, everything that comes in, which I'm reminded in this moment of now, also goes to the whole thing of certain ones being translators for certain ones because of that fact. It does exist, and the more degrees from which it is observed, the clearer the perception of it becomes. It is the openness to its existence that allows for the clarity and understanding of what is the truth that is grasped. That mankind was purposefully pushed along its path of evolvement for reasons of servitude are at the basis of understanding the situation the inhabitants of this planet find themselves in at this moment. What must be further understood is that the gift of self-awareness allows mankind to understand they are not limited to this servitude. It allows them to lift themselves beyond this experience into full galactic citizenship with equal opportunity for continued evolvement and participation in the expansion of potentiality. There is no permission from some unknowable super being required. It is your already inherited gift. Each must, however, accept the gift and move into the available citizenship and accept not only its benefits, but its responsibilities by first realizing and accepting the true situation that surrounds them and deciding it is time to change it. Not sometime in the future, but now. There are now available shifts in cycles and other coincidental phenomena to support the necessary changes in consciousness. These will assist humanity if the wisdom to take advantage of this perfect time for change is utilized. Wow, that's the end of number 20. I will meet you back here again in the next day or two for number 21, and we'll continue on with the Handbook for the New Paradigm, Volume 3, Becoming. Mwah. I hope that you will continue to move towards that which brings you the highest joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is a matter of your own personal perspective and perception of that perspective. And you can absolutely take a moment and see it from another perspective. Allow yourself that freedom. Till we meet again, be well, my friends.